Hello, I'm William Gallagher and this is 58 Keys, the 58 Keys Amazon Prime Day special for the USA. Now, look in the description please for the link to the UK Amazon Prime special if you're able to buy from the UK, where I am. And overall, in both cases, right, there are some good buys for writers. That sounds like saying farewell, goodbyes. For writers who write on iPads. Not so much Macs and iPhones in the US, not this time, but you know Amazon Prime Day is hard to search for, so I've done that. That was a busy morning. You also know, though, that prices change over the now 4-day Amazon Prime Day, and also that products sell out. So that bit's on you. You can read the description, go straight to the links for what I think is worth our time looking at. And actually, I think while you do that, could you let me point out some things I think you need to keep in mind before you commit to any of these deals. First, Macs. There's precious little in Prime Day for Macs in the US. I mean, actually, oddly, there's much more in the UK, well, a bit better in the UK anyway. But also, significantly, when I was looking through it wee early this morning, the pages were breaking. You'd follow Amazon's own link on its site to all Mac desktops, say, and Amazon would go, nah, never heard of it. That's clearly an internal Amazon.com error. And I mean, this is Prime Day. Prime Day is big for Amazon, a huge selling thing. They're going to be fixing that. I don't know why that means fixing, but they're going to be fixing that as fast as they can. So it's possible that if you look later, you may find more Mac deals. But going through the spec, it doesn't look like it. I'd suggest, though, at best, you could still look at the MacBook Air 13-inch M4 version with 256 gigabyte storage, because that's now $849 instead of $999, which is a saving of 15%. That deal appears to be only available in this 256 gigabyte storage version. So it's a good thing that that's a reasonable amount of storage, really. Next, that's it for Macs. Next, iPads. Curiously enough, this is a case where America does better than the UK, where I am. I mean, I don't actually believe there are any iPad Prime Day deals worth looking at in the UK, but there are two in the US. Specifically, the iPad Air 11-inch M3 128 gigabyte version Wi-Fi only model. That's $479 instead of $599, a saving of 20%. Plus, doesn't it? It takes it from practically $600 to nicely under the $500, so it feels like a good deal too. Or there is the iPad Mini A17 Pro version with 128 gigabytes Wi-Fi only, which also tucks in under a psychological price point, as it's now $379.99 instead of $499. That's 24% off. I mean, enjoy a quarter off an iPad, especially since you get nothing with iPhones. I mean, there are fractional deals, fractional discounts on iPhones in Prime Day in the States, but nothing special. Which is fine though, since we're in July and the new iPhone 17 range is going to launch in September. I mean, they'll launch full price, you know Apple, but people upgrading are certain to be selling off their old iPhone 16 range models. And also usually Apple keeps selling one of last year's models at a slightly lower price. So between all of this and carrier deals, you'll definitely be able to get a good iPhone deal in September. You just can't now from Prime Day. There will also be new Apple Watches in September, and this year is the 10th anniversary of when the original Apple Watch first shipped. So conceivably, Apple might make a significant redesign to the watch, some significant change. There haven't been any particular strong rumors about it, but you don't know, so you might want to hold on. But the current Apple Watch Series 10 is excellent. I mean, it's the one I'm wearing. And there are deals right now on the US Amazon Prime Day for it in a couple of different versions. Specifically, again, there are two that I think you should look at. Apple Watch Series 10 46mm GPS only. So not a version that also includes cellular. I've never bought a version with cellular. I just use the watch. Is $309.99 instead of $429.29. This is a saving of 28%. And the 42mm GPS only version, the smaller one, is $279.99 instead of $399 for saving of 30%. But with all Apple Watch deals, though, on Prime Day, all of them, you need to pick very carefully what type and size and colour of wristband you get, because some are included in those prices, some make a difference. Lastly, for Apple products, because there is one more thing I want to mention after the Apple products, there are AirPods, and this is good. In the US, AirPods Pro 2 are the top of the range AirPods, and actually the ones I have, the ones that come with all the hearing test features, the ones that adjust the app to suit your hearing. They're $149 instead of $249, 40% saving. But what's really interesting, I think, is that, Apple very carefully spaces out its AirPod prices. It makes clear gaps between the cheapest, AirPods 4, the middle one, long title AirPods 4 with active noise cancellation, and the top one, AirPods Pro 2. Well, Amazon has just collapsed that. AirPods Pro 2 currently cost what the middle version used to be. Now, okay, of course, the middle version has also had a discount for Prime Day, but it's smaller. And so in every way, AirPods Pro 2 is the model to get. Now, all of this, obviously, in my opinion, is the best of the US Prime Day sales on Apple devices. But Amazon, this is Amazon, and Amazon makes Kindle, and you're a writer, which means you're a reader. Of the various Prime Day deals on Kindle, I would like to single out the Kindle Paperwhite 16GB version as an e-reader. It's $144.99 now instead of $179.99. And actually, that's actually cheaper than the base Kindle is selling for at the moment, unless my maths is totally wrong. Although, actually, I should always say with Kindle readers, if you follow my link, and I should also say, if you do follow my links, in theory, Amazon will give me something for having done that, which is very nice, and thank you. Take money from Amazon, yes. You will actually see the Kindle Paperwhite listed for less than I just said, but that's because, if you don't happen to already know, many Kindle devices come with optional adverts on the screen. So you do save a little money, maybe $10 now, but you also get an advert in your face every single time you pick up the Kindle, now and for the next several years. Don't do it to yourself. Spend the $10. Just for completeness, there also used to be a lot of options for different capacities of Kindle, and those don't seem to be being pushed as much as before, which is fine because it just saves me going, yeah, they're a shrug, whatever. The base model is fine. Or it is for the Kindles that you read on. There's also, in the US, there's also a deal on the Kindle Scribe, which you're supposed to read and write on. I suggest out of those, the best option, the optimal option, is the 32GB model, which is now $279.99 instead of $419.99, a saving of 33%. Go use my links to go straight to anything you're interested in. Okay, but do also remember, while Prime Day sales can be the best prices you get on any of these devices, many of them will keep coming back on sale throughout the year. I mean, for different prices, but they'll keep coming back on sale. So if what you want sells out now, or if this just isn't the right time for you to buy, keep an eye on the prices and check back later. That's it for this US Amazon Prime Day special of 58 keys. Remember, please, if you are somehow also able to buy from the UK, or you want to see what the UK's got that the US hasn't, and vice versa, there's a separate 58 keys video for that. It's a peculiarly different set. I'm quite interested in how it works, but I put a link to the UK 58 keys special in the description. And in the meantime then, thanks for watching. Take care of yourself, write more, and I'll see you soon.